Good morning, students. What happens when a ferromagnetic substance is heated? What are antiferromagnetic substances? What kind of magnetism is exhibited by ferrites? To answer these questions, we have to learn about the magnetic properties of solids. Today's topic is magnetic properties of solids. Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the magnetic properties of solids. Solids contain electrons and each electron behaves like a magnet. Now this electron has magnetic moment. The magnetic moment of electron is due to two types of motions. One is due to the rotation of electron around the nucleus, which is known as orbital motion. The second type is due to the self revolution around its own axis, that is known as spin motion. So there are two types of motions. One is the orbital motion, the other one is spin motion. Okay. So the first one is orbital motion. Here is the electron which is revolving around the nucleus. This is the nucleus and electron is revolving like this, and this is known as orbital motion. And the second type is spin motion. Here is the electron which is revolving around itself, right? So it may be in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, right? So this self rotation of electron around its own axis is known as spin, right? So there are two types of motions. One is orbital motion, the other one is spin motion. Now the electron being a charged particle and having these two types of motions can be considered as a loop of electric current. Okay, the electron having these two motions can be considered as a loop of electric current. Okay, thus it behaves like a magnet. So it has the magnetic moment, right? So this magnetic moment of electron can be measured in Bohr magnetons or Joule per Tesla. Bohr magnetons or Joule per Tesla are the units of the magnetic moment that is exhibited by the electron. Based on magnetic behavior of the substances, they are classified into 5 types. They are paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic. I repeat, paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic. So these are the 5 types of substances based on the magnetic behavior. Paramagnetic substances are weakly attracted by the magnetic field. They contain unpaired electrons, and these unpaired electrons are randomly aligned in different directions. Once you keep the paramagnetic substance in a magnetic field, what happens? The unpaired electrons will be aligned in a single direction. So as they are aligned in a single direction, the magnetic field inside the substance increases, right? So the resultant magnetic field of the substance increases when it is kept in the magnetic field. Okay. But if you remove the substance, once again the electrons will be randomly aligned or it loses its magnetism once again. So that means you cannot permanently magnetize this kind of substance, or you can magnetize this substance temporarily, right? I repeat, the paramagnetic substances are weakly attracted by the magnetic field. They contain unpaired electrons which are randomly aligned like this, right? And when this paramagnetic substance is kept in a magnetic field, then what happens? The unpaired electrons will be aligned in a single direction like this, right? Okay. they are aligned in a single direction when the paramagnetic substance is kept in a magnetic field. Okay. But once you remove this substance from the magnetic field, what happens? Again, the alignment becomes normal like this. Okay, so that means you cannot permanently magnetize this paramagnetic substance. Okay, it can be only temporarily magnetize this kind of substance. Okay, so here the magnetic lines of force are passing through the paramagnetic substance easily. Okay, so that is why what happens, the resultant magnetic field increases when compared to the applied magnetic field. Okay, so this is applied magnetic field, this is resulting magnetic field. Let us say the applied magnetic field as H and the resultant magnetic field as R, then R is greater than H. The resultant magnetic field is greater than applied magnetic field. Okay, so here the examples are oxygen, Cu plus 2, Fe plus 3 and Cr plus 3. Okay, so these are some of the examples for paramagnetic substances. Diamagnetic substances. These are the substances which are repelled by the magnetic field. They contain electron pairs or they do not contain any unpaired electrons. As they contain electron pairs, the spin of an electron is cancelled by the spin of electron in opposite direction. As there is no resultant spin, the magnetic moment is absent or they are repelled by the magnetic field. When a diamagnetic substance is kept in a magnetic field, it becomes difficult for the magnetic lines of force to pass through the diamagnetic substance. That is why the resultant magnetic field is less than applied magnetic field. Right? I repeat, diamagnetic substances are repelled by the magnetic field and they contain paired electrons which are aligned in opposite direction like this. And when you keep a diamagnetic substance in magnetic field, it is not easy for the magnetic lines of force to pass through the diamagnetic substance. So that is why what happens, the resultant field is less than applied field. This is resultant field and this is applied field. Okay, so resultant field here is less than applied field H. Okay. Here I have given some examples for diamagnetic substances. They are water, sodium chloride, benzene and titanium dioxide. Right. So these are some of the examples for diamagnetic substances. Ferromagnetic substance. A ferromagnetic substance is strongly attracted by the magnetic field. Ferromagnetic substances contain unpaired electrons and these unpaired electrons exist as a group. Okay, so the electrons which are present in a group are aligned in a single direction. So the group of electrons aligned in a single direction is known as magnetic domain. Okay, so ferromagnetic substance is also one type of paramagnetic substance. But what is the basic difference? Paramagnetic substances do not contain magnetic domains. Here and there unpaired electrons are there showing different directions or they are randomly aligned. But in case of ferromagnetic substances, a group of electrons are aligned in a single direction. Okay. So ferromagnetic substances contain magnetic domains, paramagnetic substances do not contain magnetic domains. That is the basic difference. And here the magnetic domains do not have a single direction. All the groups are randomly aligned again. So that means the groups need not to show a single direction and they are randomly aligned. And if you keep the ferromagnetic substance in a magnetic field, the magnetic domains will be oriented or aligned in a single direction. So that is why the magnetic field increases by several times. Okay. So when you keep a ferromagnetic substance in a magnetic field, the magnetic domains are aligned in a single direction, so that the magnetic field increases by several times. And this alignment remains even if you take the ferromagnetic substance outside the magnetic field. That means a ferromagnetic substance can be permanently magnetized, right? Ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted by the magnetic field, and they contain unpaired electrons like this. Okay, so these are unpaired electrons with parallel spins, but these unpaired electrons are aligned in a single direction. That is why you will find a group of unpaired electrons aligned in a single direction like this. Okay, so this group of unpaired electrons aligned in a single direction is known as magnetic domain, and the magnetic domains can be represented like this with a bigger arrow. Okay, so this is magnetic domain containing number of unpaired electrons, but here I have represented with a bigger arrow like this. Okay, so these magnetic domains are randomly aligned again, right? But once you place this ferromagnetic substance in a magnetic field, the magnetic domains will be aligned in a single direction like this, right? Okay, so they are aligned in a single direction. Okay, so that the magnetic field increases by several times, and this alignment remains even if you take this ferromagnetic substance out of the magnetic field. That means you can permanently magnetize the ferromagnetic substance. Okay, so ferromagnetic substances can be permanently magnetized, and here it is easier for magnetic lines of force to pass through the ferromagnetic substance. So this is a ferromagnetic substance that is kept in a magnetic field, and it is easier for magnetic lines of force to pass through the ferromagnetic substance. So that is why the resultant magnetic field is increasing by several times. Okay, so the resultant magnetic field, that is R, that is much greater than applied magnetic field. This, right? This resultant magnetic field is much greater than applied magnetic field H. Okay. I have given different examples for ferromagnetic substances here, like iron, cobalt, nickel, gadolinium, and chromium dioxide, right? So these are the different examples for ferromagnetic substances. What are the differences between paramagnetic and ferromagnetic substances? Let us see. Paramagnetic substances are weakly attracted by the magnetic field, whereas ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted by the magnetic field. So that means even the ferromagnetic substances are also paramagnetic substances, but this is a special case of paramagnetism, right? And paramagnetic substances do not contain magnetic domains. Okay, grouping of electrons will not be there with the single direction alignment, whereas in case of ferromagnetic substances, they contain magnetic domains, a group of electrons aligned in a single direction, and this is known as magnetic domain, and ferromagnetic substances contain magnetic domains. And paramagnetic substances cannot be magnetized permanently. Okay, so they can be only temporarily magnetized, because the unpaired electrons will be aligned in a single direction in magnetic field. Once you remove the paramagnetic substance out of the magnetic field, this alignment is gone. Okay, so they can be only temporarily magnetized. Whereas in case of ferromagnetic substances, the alignment of electrons in the magnetic field remain even if you remove the substance out of the magnetic field. So that is why they can be permanently magnetized, right? Antiferromagnetic substances. These are the substances which are expected to behave like ferromagnetic substances but resultant magnetic moment becomes 0. Okay. So why the resultant magnetic moment becomes 0? Let us see. They contain unpaired electrons and even magnetic domains, just like ferromagnetic substances. You know, magnetic domain is a group of electrons aligned in a particular direction. So here also there are many magnetic domains, just like ferromagnetic substances, but these magnetic domains will be aligned in different directions. And if you keep this substance in magnetic field, the magnetic domains will be aligned in opposite directions. They are aligned in opposite directions in equal numbers. So that is why what happens, the magnetic moment of one magnetic domain is cancelled by the magnetic domain which is aligned in opposite direction. That is why what happens, the resultant magnetic moment becomes 0. Okay, that means the antiferromagnetic substances are ferromagnetic substances, but they behave like diamagnetic substances. Antiferromagnetic substances are repelled by the magnetic field. They contain unpaired electrons and even the magnetic domains, just like ferromagnetic substances, but the alignment is in different directions. So there is random alignment in the absence of magnetic field, but they are aligned in opposite directions in magnetic field. So in the magnetic field they are aligned in opposite directions like this, but in equal numbers. So that is why what happens, the magnetic moment in one direction is cancelled in opposite direction. So that is where resultant magnetic moment becomes 0, or they behave just like diamagnetic substances. So antiferromagnetic substances are expected to be ferromagnetic substances, but behave like diamagnetic substances, right? So what is the basic difference between ferromagnetic and antiferromagnetic? Both of them contain magnetic domains aligned randomly in the absence of magnetic field, but when they are kept in magnetic field, all the magnetic domains will be aligned in a single direction in case of ferromagnetic substances, but they are aligned in opposite direction but in equal numbers in case of antiferromagnetic substances. So that is why here there is no resultant magnetic moment, or they behave like diamagnetic substances. Coming to the examples, manganese oxide or MnO, ferrimagnetic substances. These are expected to be ferromagnetic but weakly attracted by the magnetic field. Why they are weakly attracted? Let us see. Ferrimagnetic substances also contain unpaired electrons and even magnetic domains. So these domains are randomly aligned. They are aligned in different directions. And if you keep this kind of substance in a magnetic field, they are aligned in opposite directions but in unequal numbers. When a ferrimagnetic substance is kept in magnetic field, the magnetic domains are aligned in opposite directions but in unequal numbers. That is why there is some resultant magnetic moment. So that is the reason why they are attracted by the magnetic field, but they are weakly attracted when compared to ferromagnetic substances. So that means they are actually ferromagnetic substances but behave like paramagnetic substances. Okay. So ferrimagnetic substances are attracted by magnetic field, but they are weakly attracted and they contain unpaired electrons and even magnetic domains just like ferromagnetic substances, and the magnetic domains are randomly aligned in the absence of magnetic field like this, they are aligned in opposite directions in unequal numbers in magnetic field. In magnetic field, they are aligned in opposite directions like this, but in unequal numbers. Okay, so that is why obviously there is some resultant magnetic moment, or they are attracted by the magnetic field, but weakly. They are weakly attracted by the magnetic field, unlike ferromagnetic substances. So that means they behave like paramagnetic substances. Here I have given some examples for ferromagnetic substances like magnetite Fe3O4, ferrites like magnesium ferrite MgFe2O4, and zinc ferrite ZnFe2O4. Right. So these are some of the examples for ferromagnetic substances. In the beginning of my lecture, I asked you few questions. Let us find the answers. First question: what happens when ferromagnetic substances are heated? When ferromagnetic substances are heated, they are converted into paramagnetic substances. As you know, in ferromagnetic substances, magnetic domains will be there, which contains groups of electrons. When temperature is increased, the randomization of spin takes place. So that is why again the electrons are aligned in different directions, like in paramagnetic substances. That is why ferromagnetic substances will be converted into paramagnetic substances when they are heated. Second question: what are antiferromagnetic substances? Antiferromagnetic substances are expected to behave as paramagnetic substances, but behave as diamagnetic substances, because magnetic domains will be aligned in opposite directions in equal numbers. Third question: what type of magnetism is exhibited by ferrites? Ferrites exhibit ferromagnetic nature.